Coming up on this special edition of the Sports Desk, we're going to take a look down memory lane and watch how some of Torrance's own overcame obstacles, reached their goals, and saw their personal dreams come true. This special holiday edition of the Sports Desk is coming up next. Welcome to this special holiday edition of the Sports Desk. I am your host, Byron Newsome. Not only can you find me here, you know where you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. That's at Byron Newsome TV. I will show you behind the scenes and on the scenes of everything happening in the Torrance area. Now, for those of you that don't know me yet, I joined the Torrance CitiCABLE team back in June. Teamed up with Colin Kushner, the boom sauce man, for a few weeks, and he showed me the ropes before he moved on. Now, August the 2nd was my first show as the new host of the Sports Desk, and I have definitely had some moments I love to forget. Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm your host, Byron Newsome. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Instagram and Twitter, Byron Mark, and you can find me at Byron Mark TV, because that's where I will be on Instagram and Twitter whenever you want to find me. So thanks for that, Brianna. Coming up next on the, all right. Sports Desk After Hours. So, as you can see, I made a lot of mistakes. I had a lot of facial expressions. I'm known for that. And sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing. But the team here at Torrance CitiCABLE treated me like family from the beginning. And I would like to thank you all for being patient with me and for helping me along the way. Gus, you need some help too. Now, as we continue to celebrate this holiday with our friends and family, I can't help but think of what actually happens during this time of year for a lot of people. It's the end of the year, and we start to, trying to make up in those few days or weeks for what we didn't accomplish during those first 50 weeks of the year. Those New Year's resolutions like to eat healthier, to spend more time with family, or to pay off all your debt, only to realize that your weekly donut and pizza intake have increased. You spend more time on timelines than you do with your loved ones. And you paid off your debt and then bought a whole bunch of holiday gifts with the new credit card you just got in the mail. Don't act like it's just me. But sticking with your resolutions and doing all the things you want to do takes time and patience. And there's a process I came up with that I think might help you reach all the goals that you're trying to set for yourself in the upcoming year. I call them the 4 Ps. First, let me explain how all of this came about. When I was 2 years old, my dad taught me the game of baseball. He put a real home plate down in the backyard, and he taught me how to hit. Now, he would throw the ball to me, and I would just swing away with my eyes closed, missing everything. My dad told me that I had to open my eyes so I could see the ball. So once I started keeping my eyes open and hitting the ball, he would be like, I hit a good one straight through the air. He'd be like, that's a good one. That might get you a double. But if I hit a little slow dribbler on the ground, he'd be like, that's going to get you out of there. But when I hit a really good one and hit it way up in the air real far, he'd be like, that's a home run. I like that. So I started swinging hard every time because I wanted that home run. Well, one day we were in the backyard and my dad said, we're going to play like a real baseball game. And he was going to try to get me out. Ooh, I couldn't wait. I got in my batter stance. And the first pitch he threw, I hit the ball real high, real far. I dropped the bat, jumped on home plate and said, that's a home run. Then my dad got the ball and he came back up to the plate and was like, what are you doing? I said, I was hitting my home run and scoring. He said, well, you can't score until you touch all the bases, until you take this certain specific path all the way around the home plate. Then you can score. That little lesson right there taught me about life. And it showed me that that's what most people do in real life. They try to hit a home run and score without taking the necessary steps to do so. Most people want the end results right now. They don't want to take the necessary steps to get there. Well, what I want to do is show you what you can do to take that next step. I'm about to show you how to get from where you are to where you want to be in 4 easy steps. I call them the 4 Ps. The first P in the process is to push. You have to push your obstacles out of the way. Now, I want you to understand that obstacles come in many different forms: physical, mental, biological, psychological, social, cultural, political, even technological. But regardless of what form the obstacle comes in, you have the power to get it out of your way. You have to remove that thing that's holding you back and replace it with something that will propel you forward. Now, I had low self-esteem growing up, and there were mental obstacles holding me back from what I could be. I had these negative thoughts of myself that I had to get rid of, and here's what I did. I replaced those negative mental thoughts with positive affirmations. I put this on my mirror and read it every day. I am enough, just the way I am. I believe in myself. I am confident in my ability to fulfill my dreams, and I won't let what anyone else says, thinks, or believes about me change the me I am destined to be. One of the first stories I did here on the Sports Desk was about a young man that didn't let what others thought or believed about him change what he wanted to accomplish. He had to push his obstacles out of the way so he could live out his dream of playing college football.
Jamar McDaniel. Maybe you've heard of him. Maybe you haven't. But let's take a look at his resume. He's run kickoffs back for 6. He intercepts passes. He catches passes. He outruns people. And that's actually not all he's done.
I made first team all LA City and had a couple records, and I went to an all-star game, and after all that I didn't really get recruited like I wanted to.
Well, what do you do when you don't get what you want? You tell your family, and they help you go get it.
After he didn't receive his letters and after he was discouraged, I told him, I said, I'm going to make sure people know your name. I'm going to make sure people hear about you.
And she did just that, creating business cards, t-shirts, and using social media to help her son Jamar be seen by the masses.
It's doing a lot for me. It's getting my name out, and hopefully it's doing the right things. You know, somebody, you know, it's not about what you do, it's like who you know. So hopefully somebody sees it and just helps me.
It's like I told my kids, quiet mouths don't get fed. So when I saw you and I'm sitting there, I said, well, let me go down and introduce myself. So that's what I usually do a lot of places. You know, like Derica says, we give the cards out to everyone we meet.
Giving Jamar and other athletes like him more chances to be seen. But come on, does this really work? Do college recruiters actually find athletes on the internet? Yeah, they do.
Well, my time at Santa Monica, I had a linebacker from Scappoose, Oregon, that reached out to us first and, you know, was inquiring about playing football for us at Santa Monica College. So I did my little homework on him, checked him out. He came down on the spring break and, you know, we talked some things out and he came out and he actually did pretty good for us. He ended up receiving a scholarship to Texas State after his first year at Santa Monica. And also he played 3 years there, ended up being a team captain, and now he's with the Carolina Panthers.
Jamar has talent. He now has more exposure, but he knows it will take more than his skills on the field to be successful.
I expect to do good in the classroom again. I graduated with a 4.0, and I'm proud of that, so I expect to do that again, get another 4.0.
And while business cards and YouTube links are bringing attention to his athleticism, his family wants his attention to be somewhere else.
We want him to get that degree, because that's one thing they can't take away from you, is that education. And then, you know, like our dream, his dream is to, you know, play a couple of years in the National Football League. But as you know, NFL, it stands for not for long. So you got to have that degree, something to fall back on.
Man, I love that story. Jamar had a great season with Elko, too. Tied for second on the team with 2 interceptions. He had 25 tackles on defense. On special teams, he blocked a punt and returned it for a touchdown. He also returned a punt back for a TD, continuing to push his obstacles out of the way as he fulfills his dream of playing college football. Coming up next on the Sports Desk, this special edition of the Sports Desk. Once you push your obstacles out of the way, what do you do next? You point out your goal, and I'm going to show you how a legendary coach has his team pointed in the right direction for 2017. All that and more when we come back.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
There are oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly, where mountains spring up and trees and grass grow all around. History is made, art is created, things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge. A woman sets people free. A man makes light. A leader steps forward. People get together. They help each other out. They make their own places to run and play and contemplate the universe. There's pride and gratitude and fun. It belongs to everyone. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
We are back. I want to say thank you for all the comments and messages you all are sending me. The Sports Desk is your show, so make sure you catch me on Instagram and Twitter. That's at Byron Newsome TV. Keep sending me your messages, comments, and questions, and I'll get back to you and make sure I hit you back. Now, the second P in the process of reaching your goals is to point. You have to point out your goal. Now, a goal is defined as something you are trying to do or achieve, something you can visually see and move towards. A great example of this is the story Anna Dominguez did on the Bishop Montgomery Knights boys basketball team.
There are a few things in life that are certain, but for Bishop Montgomery, one thing is this nationally ranked team has made it to the CIF playoffs 27 straight years. And they told me they expect this season to be no different. After a heartbreaking loss last season in the CIF Southern California Division title game, this team is bouncing back like never before. With all 5 returning starters and a bench full of depth, the Knights are positioned to have a huge season.
Just the fact that we're more mature and we've all been through it together. And last year, me, Ethan, and Connor were juniors and now we're seniors, and vice versa for the sophomores that are now juniors. Just the experience is going to make a lot of difference for us.
We just have a lot more experienced players. A lot of people played on the team last year, and we have a lot of returning players, so it just gives us that much more experience.
Bishop Montgomery has its own version of the Big Three: Ethan Thompson, Jordan Shackle, and David Singleton. And they know all eyes will be on them this season, and they're ready for the challenge. Oh, and by the way, they like the nickname.
It's kind of nice, but I don't think it puts a lot of pressure on us. I just think we just got to go out and compete hard every single game and just live up to the name.
I like the name, but I like to focus on the team rather than the Big Three. We obviously have 3 elite players, me, Ethan, and Jordan, but we like to set the tone and we like to create for others as well.
And it's not just the Big Three. This team has a deep bench with a lot of talent.
And we have 5 starters back, but I think guys like Josh Vasquez and Cyrus Johnson and Will Crawford give us great play off the bench, so we're really excited about our depth.
If you ask anyone on this team, they'll attribute the great success Bishop Montgomery has seen to head coach Doug Mitchell. He has been with the program for 27 years, has 5 CIF championships, and 3 state titles under his belt.
Well, I don't think we have a team without our coach. He's obviously the best coach, probably in the nation. I'm gonna say in the nation, but there's no team without him. I don't know. We really feed off his passion and energy for the game, and he really drives us.
This team doesn't hold back when it comes to expectations. They know their potential, and for them, the sky's the limit.
Every year, every season, every game, we focus on game by game, but then when playoffs come, we focus on getting the ring.
I don't think anyone could stop us once we're injury-free, and playing to the highest of our abilities, I think that we can go as high as we want to take.
We can be really good. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it or tell anybody different. We can be really good when we get everybody 100%.
Coach Mitchell said at the start of every season, the goal is simple, to get a ring. And by the looks of it, this team is focused on doing exactly that. With the Sports Desk, I'm Anna Dominguez.
Thanks, Anna. Bishop is one of the top-ranked teams in the nation. And just like my dad said, you can't hit the ball unless you can see it. They have pointed out what they want. They actually can see themselves with that championship ring. And you know what? I can't wait to see them get it. We have pushed your obstacles out of the way. We have pointed out your goal. Now, we have to plan our strategy. You want to figure out how to get from point A, where you are right now, to point B, where you want to be in your future. Julie Villanova did a story on El Camino College and the big plans they have for the future of their school.
The new Murdoch Stadium is officially open. The $48 million facility is ready for Warrior sports. The university hopes that this will increase community involvement as well as enhance men's and women's athletics.
Good afternoon and welcome to the grand opening and ribbon cutting of the Murdoch Stadium and Athletic Complex.
El Camino College held a ribbon cutting ceremony for Murdoch Stadium on September 1st. The new $48 million complex is a direct result of the public's bond measure passing back in 2012. The overwhelming support of the deal will provide facilities for El Camino College students and the community.
We want to attract great student athletes with great facilities. I'm a former athlete myself, and so I enjoy going out on Saturdays and going out in the evenings to sports events. I think it builds the community. The community get behind the teams. It also builds a campus community.
The university board is extremely excited to hit the ground running and open the complex for all to see. Not only will this foster athletes' performances, but it will also encourage them to train harder by providing them with state-of-the-art equipment.
What it really represents, I think, is a future for our student athletes. So many of our students play a sport in high school and carry that through here, and it opens up the door to higher education while they continue to play their sport and be able to pursue their academics. We have so many students who graduate, transfer, go on, continue playing their sport at a four-year school, many of whom have gone on to professional or continue their sport in an amateur status. So it's very exciting because I think it represents the future for students that have the athletics as part of their background.
The complex will not be used just for athletes. The university has a notable kinesiology program and athletic training geared majors that will use training rooms for educational instruction. This will make them more attractive to a four-year college.
One of the great things about El Camino is not only is it a great launch pad for so many South Bay students, but the transfer rate to higher educational institutions is really high. And so having student athletes here who can get their general ed credits out and get some experience and also continue to develop their athletic skills and make them more attractive to Division I schools and higher education institutions, it's really a great combination, both the athletics and the academics.
It's not just the board that wants to see El Camino grow, but many Murdoch family members were in attendance at the event, and they have that same goal in mind. Forrest Murdoch's daughter-in-law, Carol, has seen everything from the ground up.
I'm just excited to see the growth of this wonderful college. I've seen it, 90 acres, just dirt and machinery working it, and then I moved into the first administration building in 1951.
The new stadium is named after founding president Forrest Murdoch. He had one goal, which was to enhance students' performances both on and off the field. Reporting for the Sports Desk, I'm Julie Villanova.
Thanks for that story, Julie. So whether you start your own business, play on the basketball team, football, or tennis team, no matter what, you should find a way to grow and get better, just like El Camino College is doing. Now, coming up with your own plan to help get you from where you are to where you want to be, first, you have pushed your obstacles out of the way. Second, you pointed out your goal. And third, you plan your strategy. Now, you just have to play. Play it out. Finish what you have started. Get in the game, so to speak. This is the home plate in the process. Sam Vargas recently did a story on a new facility here in Torrance that is designed to help athletes actually get in the game and hopefully take them to another level.
All right, and thanks for that, Byron.
I'm standing here at Shoot 360, a state-of-the-art basketball facility located right here in Torrance, California. And joining me today is head coach and trainer, Levon Gray. Levon, thanks for joining me today, man.
Thanks for being here.
So you guys have a great facility here. Just tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's Shoot 360. It's the most advanced training basketball facility in the entire world. Our logo here is where the science of sport meets the art of basketball. So that's what we do here for kids of all ages. So if you want to check it out, let's go.
Well, one quick thing. Your website boasts that you guys are the only ones in the world that can guarantee an improvement in someone's game. Now, I used to be pretty good back in high school, but that was a long time ago. You think you guys got what it takes to get me back into form?
Absolutely. We'll get you back to that high school level and even better.
All right, my man. Sounds good to me. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it, man. Levon led me through a series of intense basketball drills designed to improve every aspect of my game. First up, the ball handling station.
Or just kind of just rhythm dribbling, scanning the floor, seeing who's open, making sure that everyone's in their correct spots. Okay?
Next, we went over to shoot away, a high-tech station that measures the angle and degree of every shot you take, providing instant feedback and improvement.
Hold on, let's check out that angle. What was it, 44? And it was a swish, right? Yes, it was. Okay, exactly.
Lastly, Levon took me through the gauntlet, a non-stop workout of the day that left me breathing just a little heavy. It's harder than it looks, man.
9, 10, and then you're off. All right, that's it, my man. Good job today.
Man.
Good job today.
Levon, great workout, brother.
Good job.
Appreciate it, man.
Not a problem.
Well, that was a great workout by a great staff in a top-notch facility. For any of you looking to get back into shape, you got to give this place a try. Reporting from Shoot 360, I'm Sam Vargas. Back to you at the studio.
Thanks for that, Sam. So there you have it. 4 steps to help you take your life in the direction you want it to go. First, you have to push your obstacles out of the way so there will be nothing holding you back. Number 2, point out your goal so you can see exactly what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go. Number 3, plan your strategy so you will know exactly what you need to do to get from where you are right now to where you want to be. And number 4, play it out. Watch your dreams become a reality. Well, that is all the time we have. Thank you for tuning into this special holiday edition of the Sports Desk. We wish you and yours nothing but happiness, love, and prosperity in the new year. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all your Torrance sports coverage. For the Sports Desk, I am Byron Newsome. Happy holidays, everyone, and keep rising to the top, Torrance. We'll see you next time.